If you're one of the roughly 71 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits, or one of the millions more getting SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, I've got some news that's going to directly impact your monthly payment. And honestly, some of it's really good news, but there are also things you need to know that might surprise you. I spend hours reading through the latest reports from the Social Security Administration, the Department of Veterans Affairs, and several 2026 economic forecasts, so you don't have to. What I found is a mixed bag that's going to affect real families, maybe yours, in some pretty significant ways. Before we dive into the numbers, let me tell you something that happened to my neighbor Sarah just last week. Sarah is a single mom of two. She's been on SSDI for 3 years due to chronic illness and was literally calculating whether she could afford her kids' school supplies this month. When I told her what I learned about the upcoming 2026 benefit increases, she actually started crying, but they were happy tears. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Now, here's what we're going to cover. First, I'll break down exactly how much your benefits are expected to increase in real dollar amounts, not just percentages. Then we'll talk about who's affected, because it's not just retirees. We'll go over some smart strategies that can help you make the most of this increase. And finally, I'll be honest about a few potential downsides that other channels aren't really talking about. My job is to give you the real information you need to make confident financial decisions. So who's affected? Honestly, more people than you might think. This includes the 50 million Americans receiving traditional Social Security retirement benefits, about 9 million SSDI recipients who can't work due to disability, and roughly 7.5 million SSI recipients who rely on supplemental security income to meet basic needs. Veterans receiving VA disability benefits are also included, as their compensation adjusts automatically with the COLA increase. And if you're a surviving spouse or dependent child, you'll see changes too. Whether you're a single mother on SSDI like Sarah or a caregiver receiving SSI for a disabled child, these adjustments can mean the difference between constantly stretching every dollar and finally having a little breathing room. Now let's get into the numbers. For 2026, the Social Security Administration has announced a 2.8% cost of living adjustment, which means your payments are going up automatically starting January 2026. You don't have to apply for it. For retirees receiving the average Social Security benefit of about $2,071 per month, that's an increase of around $56 a month, or $672 a year. For those getting the maximum benefit, around $4,900 per month, the 2.8% increase means roughly $137 more monthly, or about $1,644 a year. SSDI recipients will also benefit. The average monthly payment is climbing from about $1,586 to roughly $1,630, an extra $44 a month, adding up to $528 per year. For SSI, which uses fixed federal rates, the monthly payment for individuals is increasing from $967 to $994, while couples will see their benefit rise from $1,450 to $1,491. Veterans receiving disability compensation are also getting a 2.8% increase, which means someone with a 100% disability rating will see their payment rise from $3,881 to about $3,990 per month, an extra $109. To the moms out there, whether you're a single mother on SSDI or a caregiver receiving SSI, this extra money might not seem like much, but it can make a huge difference. It could mean the ability to buy fresh food instead of cheap canned options, cover rising energy bills, or simply avoid late fees on utilities. For veterans, that increase could help ease budget stress or cover extra medical costs. These increases may be small, but they help families breathe a little easier. There are also clear positives. The increase happens automatically. You don't have to apply for anything, and it helps maintain your purchasing power against inflation. If you receive multiple types of benefits, for example, both Social Security and VA disability, you'll see increases across all of them. But let's be honest, there are some downsides too. Even with a 2.8% increase, the cost of housing, healthcare, and prescription drugs continues to rise faster than inflation. And Medicare Part B premiums are expected to increase to about $195 a month in 2026, up from $185 in 2025, which means part of your COLA boost could get absorbed by that change. There's also what I call the benefits cliff. Some SSI recipients could lose eligibility for certain need-based programs because the increase pushes them just over income limits. And don't forget tax thresholds. They haven't been adjusted for inflation in decades, so more recipients find themselves paying taxes on a portion of their Social Security income each year. So what can you do with this information? Start by planning ahead. Calculate your new monthly benefit and adjust your budget now. Decide where that extra money should go, toward paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or covering a specific expense. If you're close to income limits for other programs, talk to a benefits counselor to understand how this increase might impact your eligibility. Also, make sure you're not missing out on other forms of assistance like SNAP, Medicaid, housing support, or utility aid. These can greatly extend the impact of your benefit increases. Even if you can save just $10 or $20 a month, set it aside. A small emergency fund can make a huge difference when unexpected expenses arise. Let me share a few real-life stories that remind me why these numbers matter. Maria, a 62-year-old on SSDI after a car accident, told me that this increase means she can afford fresh vegetables again instead of just canned ones. Robert, a 72-year-old veteran, uses his VA benefits to help support his granddaughter while his daughter gets back on her feet. His increase means he can cover her after-school program. And Janet, who cares for her adult son with disabilities, said the SSI increase means she can take him to a movie once a month again. These aren't statistics. They're real people seeing small but meaningful improvements in their lives. I know a 2.8% increase doesn't solve every problem, especially if you're already struggling to make ends meet, but it does help. Every little bit of breathing room counts. It might mean you no longer have to choose between medications and groceries, or you can finally help a grandchild with school supplies. These incremental changes build hope, and that hope can lead to bigger improvements in your financial future. The most important thing you can do is stay informed. The landscape of benefits and assistance programs is always changing, and what's true today might look different 6 months from now. That's why I do this, to read the reports and simplify the information so you don't have to. If this video helped you understand your situation better, please subscribe and turn on notifications. I post new updates every week about benefits, assistance programs, and financial strategies that help real people. Share this with your friends or family members who receive Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, because knowledge is only powerful when people have access to it. Remember this, you're not alone. Millions of Americans are navigating the same challenges, fighting for the same security, and working toward the same goal: financial stability with dignity. Your financial situation does not define your worth, and needing help doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Use every resource available to build a better life for yourself and your family. Small steps and steady improvements can add up to a real change in your quality of life. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.